Happy Aloha Friday, everyone, and welcome to another episode of MaiTaisAtSunset. I'm Tai.
Aloha, I'm Mai. Happy Aloha Friday.
Yeah, just another Pau Hana.
I set the intention that it's going to be positive and lovely, and we're going to have a great time.
And also, our pre-show, we had a little bit of a little seance because last time Mai was working on our recording, apparently there were some soft whispers of a visiting ghost or spirit in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Thanks for joining us. We would love to feature you on our recordings, but you're going to have to speak up a little louder. We want you to give us the winning lottery numbers and go ahead and just clear our lives out of all the negativity and take it with you and dump it somewhere.
That would be helpful.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Positive. Yeah.
More positivity.
Totally.
You had talked about a while back how the COVID was spreading in Oregon and they were having lockdowns. My grandmother is visiting from Oregon. She lives in Medford. And she said that her boyfriend had to go for he has prostate cancer. It's come back. And he had to go for tests or biopsy or something. And he couldn't go to his local hospital because it was closed. They had to actually catch a flight to Portland and do the tests and everything there and then come back. But that was just for a doctor's appointment was over $1,000 in travel expenses just because
holy cow.
COVID closed their hospital and they weren't able to go to the one locally.
That's interesting.
And they're older.
Somebody told me.
Somebody
told me today, it was like, it's just money. And I mean, if you're trying to preserve your life and get a cure,
mm-hmm.
I think it's probably worth it in a sense.
Yeah. And it's just that I'm really sad that when you just have to go for a regular visit and it's not even related to all the things that are happening in the world. And you can't go to your hospital because the hospital's closed because of COVID or COVID breakouts or there's not enough beds. Like Hawaii, we're actually running out of beds here, and they're turning people away. In fact, my grandmother also, she went. It was like a couple weeks ago. She was on Kauai. And she got injured and she went to urgent care and she said there was 20 people outside and she had cut her leg and she couldn't even get in for an hour, they said. So then she had to go to a different hospital further away and they were able to treat her. But it's just really hard to just go to emergency right now because of the inundation of COVID patients. It's kind of scary.
I worry about the collapse of the healthcare system and like how important it is to kind of know somebody who knows how to do stuff, like simple things like stitches and things like that. Because I mean, like you said, it's unfortunate your family member had to go to an urgent care and was like not able to be seen within a reasonable amount of time. Mm-hmm. Luckily, with cuts and things, it takes a little time to get infected, but still, I mean, you need to wash it out, care for it and all these things. And if you have comorbidities, it's even worse. But it's very sad to hear different parts of the country are unable to handle all the people getting sick. And it's not just COVID. I mean, it's just the regular stuff. Flu season's around now. Like you have to have your flu shot, if you can get it and things like that. I was just reading on Yahoo News that there is a really scary virus that's similar to the one that they showed in Contagion. Do you remember that movie with like Matt Damon, Kate Winslet?
I do.
Like, Lawrence Fishburne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it looks like that sort of virus combination of a bat with the fruit, with the pig, and then to the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
That whole concept is this new Nipah virus that's in India. And apparently it's already claimed the life of a young boy who was in his teen. I think he was like 12 or something. Yep, 12. And this is more deadlier and more contagious than COVID. And they're really scrambling in India to contain it because I think there's I think 188 people were in contact with this boy. And we remember in the movie, if you have barely any contact with that person, you will die within a couple days. So it's similar. Like if you continue reading the article, it's literally the fruit from the tree that's eaten by the bat drops it or poops on it. The pig eats that fruit. The pig then gets manhandled by humans and then slaughtered in open meat markets. You know, you see those in Asia, you see those, everywhere, but mostly Asian countries and African countries. And then it spreads. So, I mean, there's just always, okay, so one person was telling me the other day, like, we're always going to have viruses. We're always going to have some type of exposure to things that we don't want to be exposed to. But one of the highlights is that, we have vaccines, we have treatment programs for things that are already, like, we don't think about smallpox. But it's still, there's little outbreaks here and there around the world. TB, tuberculosis, I mean, we test for that, and we watch for signs and symptoms, and we get TB tests, as healthcare workers, as teachers, people who are exposed to the public. And I mean, these are all kinds of like viruses and illnesses that have existed for quite a while, but we have advancements in healthcare. I don't think that we're like there yet to keep up with all of the new things, but it's always going to be there. And so I can understand how people are like, COVID's going to be around just like the flu. You're right. It will be. Yeah. It'll be just a different variant. I mean, there's the Mu variant now, the MU variant. Yeah. So I'm like, it's just going to be an ongoing thing. So the best thing to do, if you can, get the vaccine, wash your hands, try to stay away when you're sick or somebody else is sick, and things like that.
Wear your mask. Yeah,
wear your mask. Outdoors, if you can socially distance and that people are not sick, then do it. I went to like my hairstylist today, and I mean the entire salon, nobody wore masks. Because they're just beyond that point. Like they're like, we're all vaccinated. But the thing is, what my hairstylist said is, we don't want the confrontation that comes with asking people to wear a mask.
See, it's so sad.
Granted, I'm in Texas, and they're a little less. There's a lot of less people who are compliant with mask mandates. But they're afraid. I mean, a lot of people do report being harassed for asking people to wear masks or verbally or physically assaulted. So I think their fear is that if they try to enforce that, they'll lose business. And so it's like it's like a push and pull, give and take. It's very odd, but that's the reality we live in, unfortunately. And it takes a strong hand to get like an entire state. See, Hawaii is like very isolated, right? So if you want to come here, you got to follow our rules. Yeah. And you guys have the power to do that, right? Because you do send people away.
You send people away. You get arrested if you break quarantine rules. There's a whole lot of things that are in place that, especially over this Labor Day weekend, there was a lot of people who were outdoors gathering more than 10 people, and the police were there breaking it up. And, you just got to be responsible. That's all. I mean, everybody's adults. You should set the example. Mature adults. Do it right.
Well, I think that's right. I think it's really hard. I can't fault people for having their own opinions and things, but we have to respect each other's opinions. I might not agree with, a certain type of whatever activity or food that you like, but I need to respect that you like it. And you prefer it, so it's your preference.
Yeah, so it's just got to follow the rules that are there. We all do.
Yeah, it's kind of like I think I told you the other day when I went to a store and I'm in my scrubs. There have been healthcare workers who get attacked for wearing their scrubs in public. I'm like, but you don't know what I've been doing.
No, I actually don't always think
I wear fresh scrubs.
People who wear scrubs as just being in a medical doctor's office treating people. I have friends who are veterinarians and they wear scrubs, and my mind goes to them first.
That's funny. that's like the first thing you think of. But I mean, I guess my point is like, not every single person, and actually the people on the COVID floors are actually wearing hospital issue scrubs that get laundered professionally, and they change usually out of them before they leave the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of been like the universal COVID protocol, because you don't want to bring home
anything.
stuff. I remember people were sleeping in their garages and like guest rooms, and they couldn't walk into their house. I mean, that was all in the beginning, but now I think more so people have gotten on the bandwagon of wearing hospital issue scrubs and have them professionally done.
Mm-hmm. Professionally clean.
I don't know how many times I've dumped valuables in the laundry and I've never seen them again.
Oh.
Many a times lost that credit card that I took for lunch, People lose their wedding rings. They'll lose like their glasses, credit cards, lots of money.
Mm.
And you can never get it back unless you're friends with the laundry people.
Maybe.
Like, I eventually ended up being friends with them because I mean, we kept losing stuff. And I was like, okay, what do I need to do to be successful in retrieving my items? It's just funny. It's like jackpot when they score like freaking cash, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, woo, lunch on me,
I always check the pockets.
But sometimes they're very honest, but it's hard.
Yeah, when I did laundry,
we forget.
I remember one time had my boyfriend over when I was young, and I was washing his clothes, and I reached into his pocket because I'm always checking pockets for coins and stuff because you don't want that to bang around in your washing machine or your dryer. And I found a $20 bill one time. Like, oh, not giving that back.
That's so evil, Mai.
Well,
that's funny. Did he ever find out? Did he ever like be like,
oh, no,
hey, what's up?
I confessed.
Like,
I was like, I think we went out and I said, hey, I got $20 today from doing laundry. Found these in your jeans.
Man, that's expensive laundry. Like wash it. Shoot,
that was a tip.
$20. Wow. Dang. Okay. Well, everybody, Mai's very expensive when she does laundry.
Oh, my mom is texting me. Did you check my solar box? It is no longer green, only red. I did contact my solar company. Haven't heard back yet. So, the customer service with these big companies
are terrible.
I
don't know. I just had internet installed today out on the land, and they were like, we don't have a 30-foot pole, so you could reach that tower over there. And I was like, well, then come back. And they were like, no, we don't get paid unless we put this down. I was like, well, then find a pole. And they found a pole. Mm-hmm. So they dug a hole, and now I have like really fast, surprisingly fast Wi-Fi at my house. That's faster than the one at my parents' house,
which is in the suburbs,
and my brother's
in a
old
neighborhood.
Right? I was like, this is stupid. Like, I don't understand.
Because you got direct fiber optic,
whenever
probably.
Whenever I visit my family, I'm like, why do we like have such slow internet here? And they will not provide. And I hate to say this, but I think because my parents live in an older neighborhood, that's not like super like new.
They're not going to upgrade it.
They're not going to upgrade. And I think that's ridiculous. Like, I'm getting faster internet out in an open field than I am in the middle of the suburbs. Like, what the heck?
New customers, right? When you're a new customer, they treat you like the best. And then once you become a customer and your stuff is installed, then it's like, you're back of the line.
They're like, screw you. Guess what, bitch? You don't get nothing. And it's like, oh, man.
Man, I called twice.
My poor mom. She's like, I just want my Hulu to work. Yeah, tell us about your solar. Tell us about that. I really want a snack. Can I go get mango? Can we pause that?
Yeah, go ahead. Go get it.
I'm going.
Go get it.
I'm going.
Wait, did you actually hit pause?
No,
I didn't hit pause. I'm gonna hit pause. Okay.
Let's hit pause.
Okay.
Let's hit pause.
And
no, hit it. 1,
2, 3.
Oh, that was so annoying. I had to go get some pickled mango and freaking.
It was calling you from the fridge. Saying,
so
come get me.
Oh my God. I have like a whole like little.
You couldn't think. You couldn't even concentrate to record unless you had pickled mango.
I know. My mouth was watering and everything. Have you made more or do you have some left?
I still have a jar and a half.
Why? Why are you not eating it?
I've had other things because yesterday my mom brought home, Foodland has this new thing, salt and vinegar chicken. But there's commercials now, and now it's like all of a sudden super popular. And basically you can make it. It's super easy. You just make your fried chicken. It's usually, you're just going to do the small ones, like the drumettes or the little wings. And you just fry it in a light batter and then baste it with vinegar, salt and vinegar. Like you have salt and then you put it in with vinegar and then dissolve the salt and then just baste it over your chicken. Put it in I would even put it in the oven. You got a dog. Does this dog does he like pickled mango too?
Watch. I gotta watch it.
No, he licked it.
Oh. No, he goes, ugh.
He didn't like it. Oh, maybe he keeps trying it. And he's like, I don't know if I like it.
No, he keeps going like that.
It's vinegar. It's strong. It's a strong smell.
You want to try? You want to try again? He's like, no.
No, that's not good.
Now he's under. Now he left.
He just wanted to know what you came running in with. He's like, you came with something from the kitchen.
I think I've eaten like 6 slices since you've been talking, since I've been back.
I know. I see you inhaling them. At least you're in a happier mood. It put a smile on your face. Or you're squinting from the vinegar.
What were we talking about? I don't remember.
I forget. Oh, it was Labor Day weekend. What'd you do?
Yeah.
We had a barbecue. The whole family.
My mom
brought home the other day. I guess I was on Sunday. She brought.
Wait. What does salt and vinegar chicken taste like?
So it's basically it's fried chicken, and then you just baste it with literally salt and vinegar, and then I guess they just put it under you just put it in the oven until it evaporates, and then you eat it like that. And you take a bite of this fried chicken, and it has this vinegar taste on top of it.
Wow, I bet that tastes delicious.
Well, I love chicken adobo, which is a vinegar chicken dish.
I never had it, I don't think.
You never had chicken adobo?
Mm-mm.
It's so popular. It's really just chicken. Okay, if you have an Instant Pot or crock pot, throw in your chicken, whatever chicken you have, thighs or breasts, drumettes, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And then you put in... I
think you just like saying the word drumettes.
Drumettes? That's right.
Yeah, you said it like 4 times, and I've never used the word drumettes before because it reminds me of like the dancers on the high school football.
Really? I've never...
The pace setters, the drumettes.
Never heard that referred to as to
It must be a Southern Texas thing.
Okay. Well, little chicken, whatever chicken you have. And then it's vinegar. You throw in some bay leaves, a soy sauce. So whatever one. I think it doesn't matter. And peppercorns, garlic. That's it. And just let it slow cook.
Yum.
Your whole house will smell this very strong vinegar smell for at least a couple hours. But it tastes so good. You just let it slow cook until the chicken is done, which is usually an hour or 2. You really want it to be soft. You slow cook. If you're going to do it in a high pressure cooker, you can do it in 30 minutes. My Instant Pot will do it in 30 minutes. My son loves to make a coconut chicken adobo. So it's pretty much the same thing, but then you add in a can of coconut milk.
Oh, yum. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm. He puts in a lot of garlic too. He puts in like an entire bulb and a half. And you don't have to dice it. You're just peeling it and crushing it, and you just toss it in. So,
Maya, I don't have anything to really talk about.
Because we just recorded not too long ago.
Ugh.
No
adventures. Don't have anything to
really talk about. Nothing on the land. How's the donkey?
Donkey's fine. I was outside cleaning today. So some shelves I bought had blown over. So I bought like the super heavy industrial ones. And I just want to say from last week to this week,
Mm-hmm.
Lowe's literally added $30 onto these heavy duty Commander shelves that I bought.
Wow.
So last week I bought them for 80 some dollars. This week I bought them for like 110. So I was like, something's going on. Like that was a heavy increase on the price of those.
Shelves. Wow. Maybe because
Like
they're
the plastic
heavier
like
to
standing
ship.
shelves. I don't know. It just felt like maybe there's a shortage. Anyway, so I was replacing those today. I zip tied them to the actual carport because the
Mm-hmm.
carport is bolted into the ground. So hopefully it won't fall over. But I made this really awesome Spotify mix of 80s music and 90s country.
Uh-huh.
And I was blasting that, and all of a sudden I hear like something kicking like a bucket.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that noise? Like, what's going on? I like look over. Churro's like freaking kicking his buckets up in the air because I have not acknowledged him at all. Because this
Oh.
morning I just drove straight to my stuff and I started doing my stuff. And usually I go over there and like honk to let him know I'm there and stuff. Well, I guess I missed that ritual, and literally I peeked over, so I have a green bucket and a red bucket,
Yeah.
and he's kicking them straight up into the air and like flinging them up and letting them drop on the ground, and I was like, calm the F down, bro, like I'll be there. So I chug over with I bring 2 gallons of water for him. He's watching me, so he moves away. Now he's like, okay, I got your attention. So I fill up the green bucket with water. So I'm filling it up with water. He comes over, he inspects it. He's like, okay, whatever. Bring me the red bucket. So I go and carry the red bucket. Sky is following me everywhere. Crazy bitch. And I go and fill it up and I bring it back. And he let me brush him again.
He let
Mr.
you.
Fancy, whatever. Yeah, he was just standing still and let me brush him. But I brushed him. He ate. I left him because I was busy. Sky like proceeded to steal my gloves. I had to chase her around. Then she left the property. So she actually left outside the gate because my brother and I were doing something near the gate. She walked out.
Yeah.
My brother literally had to jump in the Jeep. And I was running around in my cowboy boots with my cowboy hat on. Took it off and we had to like corral her like a wild freaking Mustang, whatever. And finally I got her in the corner and I tackled her. My brother was like, you look like a football player. Because Sky's like 50 pounds now.
Wow.
And I literally like tackled her and grabbed her and then threw her into like past the gate and closed it. I was like, you crazy lady. Like, if you want to leave, that's fine. You're not going to have a better life than you do with us, right? Like, even today, she got this custom made leather blueberry color, rose gold engraved collar because her other one is too small because she's gotten huge. And I'm like, I'm putting it on her and she's like doing the like model poses for me in it. And I'm like, you tried to run away today, so I don't want to talk to you right now. Like at all.
Oh,
So
I'm glad she didn't get far
yeah.
and you were able to get her right back.
No, me too, because I mean, I don't want her to run away. And I love her. Like, she's a great dog. She's very protective. Like, the internet guys were freaked out by her. I was standing there talking to them. She sat right by my foot and didn't move and was like barking at them and stuff. And just to, warn them. But eventually she just warmed up to them because they were nice. And, I think she can tell, but I don't want her to leave. And then my brother and I left for quite a while because I had to go help him get his truck. And I came back, and there she is, just laying under the carport on her back, taking a nap. I come around. I open the door, and I said, "Are you tired now? Like, do you want to go home?" And she's all slumping over to me because she's exhausted from running around the whole day.
Yeah.
And so I threw her back into her little crate, and we drove home. And she always lays down because she knows better now because I take the turns pretty fast. She knows. But when I stopped at Costco to get gas, like, she had the saddest look on her face. And I was like, I'm sorry, we're going to have to go home. But because she likes living out there. So I think this weekend I'm going to sleep out there. And then, just let her run for the night and see what she does. Cause
So you have
I'm pretty sure she's
water and sewer. You have a toilet now.
I do not have a toilet yet.
That's risky. You're going to go sleep out there with no toilet? No running water?
Well, I mean, I can just run over to like my brother's house, but
How far is that run?
Usually God, like maybe 300 yards.
Oh, that's really close.
Maybe more than that. It's like the length of a football field.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
So it's kind of far if you have to go to the bathroom, but I use my car. I just drive over.
Drive to the bathroom.
Oh my God, I looked down at my bowl and I thought I only had one piece left, so I was holding on. Dude, I have 2 pieces left.
Oh, heaven. So lucky.
Heaven.
So lucky.
I love it.
Now that you've made it. So
even the soft pieces got crunchy.
Nice.
So you can use a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. As long as it's raw on the outside with a little soft in the middle. Prime piece.
Still okay. I'm glad.
Delicious.
So the recipe's on the website. Or it will be.
Not my
by
recipe.
the time this comes out. But the recipe is on the website. And the video should have aired by now. I certainly hope. In the meantime, though,
I give away our trade secrets.
I would like to announce that we are going to start doing our podcast bi-weekly. Just because we want to do some more things. We want to add more content and we want to be able to interact with you more. Plus, it gives you guys a chance to go back and listen to some of your favorite podcasts, and you guys have hopefully time to interact with us. Let us know which episodes were your favorite, anything you'd like to know more about. I'm really excited because I have a few recipe videos that I'm going to post soon. So I really want to take the time to do that. And it is coming up to October and Halloween. And I really want to do a full audio special effects Halloween stories episode.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. So
yeah, are we going to take turns like telling stories?
Yes.
That would be really fun.
I really do. I want to do campfire stories that were scary for, you hear them around, campfire stories.
I don't know. I haven't heard like a lot of good campfire stories, so I'm going to have to like find a good one. Mm-hmm. I would love to do like something Hawaii related, so I'm going to just try to.
Yeah, I've got a few Hawaii ones.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Nice. Also, I'm going to be working on this pickled mango, and then so we can have it available to be purchased on our website. So
yeah, that would be fun.
That's also something that's also another reason to go bi-weekly, because now you guys can buy pickled mango and have it shipped from Texas, even though it will be Hawaiian.
Our Hawaii recipe.
To the core.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not the same as the recipe, though, on the website. Sorry.
It'll be a little bit different. All the
secrets.
Yeah, but, it's the recipe is fluid. You can have fun with it.
It'll be delicious.
Yeah.
Either way.
I
drank the juice.
Uh-huh. The juice is good.
It was so
I'm
good.
telling you, do that with a little bit of margarita mix and some vodka.
Ooh.
Or some rum. Just be amazing.
Something. Oh my God. Oof. I should spike my mom's drink next time.
Yeah. It'd be really good.
Put it in there. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to having a little more time to do other things. Like we have stories to write, stories to tell. I think, we have things that people are interested in purchasing. Mm-hmm. We've talked a lot about like merchandise and things you can only get in Hawaii or things that we're going to make ourselves. I mean, there's just not enough hours in the day, but we want to definitely commit some time to doing something different. And then maybe, if things pick up, we'll go weekly again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we definitely want to say thank you to all of our friends and family who are supporting us.
Our patrons. We love you patrons for standing with us.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Mai Tais at Sunset. Please check us out at MaiTaisAtSunset.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
YouTube,
and all the places that you... Oh, sorry. And YouTube. And all the places that you check out your favorite podcasts. In addition, so just to recap, we'll be going bi-weekly to provide you more personalized content, as well as we're going to be working on our shop and items to be selling.
Mm-hmm. And
items to sell in the future.
Yeah, and some really fun specials that I hope you guys really love.
Yeah.
And until we meet again, ahui ho.